Okay. This will be a little bit of practice run. I know everybody is waiting for the rematch to happen, especially me. I can see these guys brightening up already. All right. Not as slippery today. They're brightening up. One of the reasons we get there's a couple of reasons why you get low. One, you don't want to be this massive target. Two, the more higher up you stand, the more vulnerable you are to your balance is vulnerable. It's less, unless you're going to stand like this. But if you're going to stand like this, you're not going to have an ability to really move as much. So this allows you to spring more, but this also allows you to balance. Two, because we're interacting, or we're interchanging, or quickly transitioning from upright to the ground. So we kind of stand low. So it's one of the reasons to stand low. So you could see that this is a great workout for the legs, but also the core over time. You feel it's also the core. Okay. So I'm standing low now. I'm looking at my friends here, and I'm seeing. Okay. I'm guarding. Now I don't expect you to start wrestling with trees right away. I don't expect you to wrestle with them at all. But if you are going to have some fun and roll around a little bit, you might want to start with single trunks, a little bit of larger barrel, maybe something like that, a little bit larger barrel than that, and this way, what you're really just doing is, okay, you're just going around. Okay, this is the body. So at any given moment, you're bringing yourself to, but also repelling. It's a balance between the two, because you want to control the relationship to some degree, or you want to be in harmony with the relationship. So I want to bring to me. Bringing to you concept, I eliminate all this extra variables here. Okay, coming out, there's all this extra variable that you see over here. So, and that's dangerous for a knee, that's dangerous for other grabs as they defend over. So that's often why we come closer together. I eliminate that. Sometimes you do want to come out. You come out because they're trying for a grab. A grab and a push-up to takedown. Your takedowns and stuff like that, these are all concepts that you keep in mind. Your takedowns, you're not lurching forward. It's coming from the knees, so you're almost staying balanced. So when you're grabbing here, you're not necessarily coming... Okay. So when you're grabbing, you're wanting to stay, not as opposed to... I mean... At any given moment, there's rights and wrongs, and there's also no rights and wrongs as well. But, yep. Feet planted, also up if you want. Rolling on the ground, but you could stay high in the beginning of your, and you just, and since I'm doing a more dynamic practice of sparring, I'm trying to compensate and also fill the gap of usually having a real partner as well. But I do this. I've been doing this for a long time as well. It's a bit harder than a real partner, some parts of resistance. So you just keeping the guard. Because they want to come. If I can lead you with the head, I can move you a lot easier than if I'm trying to move you through the core. So, guard. Keep conscious. For the beginner or somebody who wants to have a little bit of fun with it, whatever, you would be a little bit more upright, okay? But you're keeping your bend. It doesn't have to be too wide of a stance. Holy moly. You gonna let me in? Now, of course, it's a little bit different than a human. but there's also similarities as well. The similarities in the concept, the similarities in the relationship. They made the details of the relationship might be a little bit different. I have two limbs. The dominant one, the primary, okay, and then the first order or second order or whatever you want to call it. But then the next one. So these are that I must address. So if I'm focusing entirely over here, okay, then that's fine. But great practice is for me to also keep in mind and address. Here I'm working something, okay, but here I'm defending. If I have this secure enough, then I can work this and then practice them as well. So if I can get through this, holy moly. If I can get through that with speed and consistency. So being here right now is a good opportunity. I don't really, it's not that big of a deal, but one of the reasons I like wearing a cap for these practices is that, and I have this over a long term, it allows me to also play with my distance. I know that if something is going to bump my cap off, okay, then it tells me that I was at a crashing distance. So this allows me to also practice at every second distance with my head as well. So I know that distance. You're very unlikely to spend your whole time doing anything like this. Or you want to, I mean, you know, unless you're in there or whatever, but at the same time, so I know these are my working distances. Ugh.